What up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Deadly Nutter Butter Podcast. It is I, Deadly Nutter Butter, or just Nutter Butter, or however the fuck I decide to brand my own name. You know what I mean? And I just want to apologize right now. My poor voice. I was sick all weekend, starting Friday, and then, you know, it never got better. So it was like, you know how people get sick. You know, it's like it starts off with a sore throat and it just doesn't go away for a couple days, and then it kind of goes away, but it's still kind of there. And that's the stage I'm at right now. It's still a little sore, not gonna lie. So if I sound weird, that is exactly why it is. It's a sickness. It's a virus. It's not the corona, I don't think, but it could be. Anyway, speaking of the corona, the birds are chirping, the leaves are blooming, spring is in the air, and corona is coming with it. Which is interesting because, like, damn, the memes weren't fucking lying when 2020 happened in January. People were memeing. They're like, hey, you know, it's 2020 and all the years, all the centuries, whatever, have ended in 20. That ended in 20 had some sort of pandemic, an outbreak of sorts. And here we are, March, 10 weeks after Corona came out. And man, oh man, people are freaking out. And it's weird. It's weird to see the, I guess, dichotomy or polar opposites happening here. Because you got one end of people who are really fucking freaking out here. They think it's the end of the goddamn world. They're taking all the toilet paper. Like, what the fuck is toilet paper? I don't even understand that. Just shit out. You don't need fucking toilet paper. Use goddamn seashells. It's not a necessity. Toilet paper is not a necessity. If the world was ending, the last thing I am going to worry about is toilet paper. I mean, stock up on food. Why is toilet paper gone? Toilet paper should not be gone. It should be there still. It is just not a huge necessity, but for some reason people are really freaking out about it and buying up a bunch of toilet paper. It doesn't make sense to me at all. I mean, I'm not even stocking up on anything. I'm living the life I lived yesterday. Still a little sick, but still rolling, you know? I mean, it doesn't matter. But then you got the people freaking out big time, and on the opposite side, you got motherfuckers who are like, now they are way too chill about this whole thing. Way too chill. And it doesn't quite it makes sense to be chill about it, because, like, I mean, I'm worried about it, but I'm not like buy all the toilet paper in the world type worried about it. But at the same time, I'm not like it's just like the flu, because it's not just like the flu. This is something else. It's something different. And a lot of people are like comparing numbers, like, oh, 14,000 people died from the flu this year. It's like, yeah, we know what the flu is going to do. We know that, but we don't know about this. What is this virus really going to do in 6 months from now? What is going to be the total damage? And that's what, people not freaking out a lot or just really fucking chillax about it. They're going to get a rude fucking awakening, because I don't want to say it's going to devastate the world, but it could change a lot. And we see that now with the stock market crashing hardcore. I don't even know. I'm not an economist. I'm not a person who studies viruses or diseases. I'm not the CDC, so like I am probably talking way out of my element. But I have like a knee-jerk reaction to all this, and like I don't like it. Okay, it's a knee-jerk reaction, but I don't know what it's supposed to mean. Like, I know it's not good, but at the same time, I don't know the extent of it. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. Because like the stock market crashing, I just remember it crashing way back in 2008. Almost. No, that is like not quite. Nope. It is over a decade ago. 12 years ago. Jesus Christ. 12 years ago? Wow. Sorry. I just had a moment of realization how long ago that was. I graduated high school in 2011. So yeah, 12 years ago. Yikes. And it didn't affect me a whole lot, because I was still in high school. I was still living with my parents. I saw it affect them. They were, I wouldn't say they were financially struggling, but there was a lot of financial stress in the house. and they could have been financial. I don't really know. They didn't really let me in on that aspect a whole lot at all. And why would they? I mean, they would rather have me worry about small things like high school or getting through class or English class or whatever. It makes sense for them to leave me out of that type of stress, because like there's nothing I could really do about it at all. I mean, there was nothing I can really do. I can't really speak much more about the housing market crash. I saw The Big Short. That's about all I know about it, and such a good movie too. Go watch that movie. But this crash is, a lot of people are comparing it, I can tell, to the 2008 crash. And I don't know if it's similar or not, but it's still it's eerie to watch. It really is, because I don't know, like, if it crashes completely, see, my voice is all fucked up. If it crashes completely, what does that mean for me? Like, I know a lot of people who lost a job struggled hardcore to find a job outside of, if they lost the job, they had a hard time finding a job in another company or another state or town or city in like the same type of position. So what would that mean for me? Like I don't think I'm pretty sure I'm not going to lose my job if there is a recession of that magnitude. Pretty sure I'm not. The place I work at, they're pretty good at letting people know that they'll cut everything before they cut us. They're really good at that. They're good. It's a good place to work at. It's one of the few places where I feel like they actually want to put employees before anything else. But that being said, that being said, I don't know if I could ever leave this job if a recession happens. Like, there's no, like, I don't know, like, that was 12 years ago. Like, I might have to wait another, I don't know, 8 years, maybe 6 years ish, around that time for the recession to make somewhat of recovery to actually get out. That might be an actual possibility for me. And it's weird. It's weird to think about, because for a while I've been thinking about, not really leaving. I've been thinking about leaving this job, because it's a good job. I like the people I work with, or I just mainly like my supervisor, pretty good guy. But for the most part, oh my God, it's a fucking nightmare most of the time. It is unbelievably stupid how it's a dumpster fire. It's a fucking dumpster fire. I'm going to be honest here. It is crazy how mismanaged this whole department I work in is. It is bad. It is really bad. For an example, had 30 videos, 32 videos on deck to edit and to shoot. And you know what these motherfuckers were like, hey, let's put some more shit on you. Let's do some more videos. Let's add 8 more. Let's make it need even 40, because why not? And then on top of that, we'll do a Facebook Live. No, it's just 2 of us. It is honestly just 2 of us and my supervisor. He does video. He shoots video and edits video, but his main background is photography. And like any of the new technology that's in video, like streaming live on Facebook, for example, he knows nothing about. I have to set all that up myself. So I'm not saying I'm taking I don't want to take all the credit for all the video work that happens in my little office, but a good majority of it comes from me. And I'm not saying all of it's good. I'm not saying all of it's grand or great, but a lot of it does come from me, and it does wear on me. It really does, because holy shit, a lot of these videos are the exact fucking thing, and a lot of them are completely fucking pointless as well. Like, they do nothing at all, and I cannot stand it. I really cannot. You see the engagement, and just looking at analytics, okay, just Instagram analytics alone, our average view time on these videos most of the time 8 seconds long. That's it. Are you kidding me right now? 8 seconds? I'm doing all this work for an average view time of 8 seconds, and I am pretty much cut out of the creative process. Like, I have no input in the writing, no input in the script, nothing. I am basically told to shut up, shoot the video, and edit and give it to us, and hooray, we have another video done. It's another number in a presentation for something. Don't know what, but something. It makes somebody look good somewhere, and good for them. But if they showed them the analytics for the actual videos, guess what? It's going to be really, 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 really disappointing. But Some people like my work a lot. It's good getting some of those emails saying, hey, you're doing a super good job. Keep doing what you're doing, buddy. Keep up the good work. I see you working hard. Just keep keeping it up. Good job. And those are good emails. Those make me feel good about myself and what I do. And at least it's some recognition in what I do. Holy shit. I went off on a tangent. How'd I go from the corona to my job? Anyways, going back to the corona. People, or we, there's a good majority that are overreacting and then a good majority that seem to be underreacting, and they're at each other's throats. It's really interesting because I would think that, I feel like a good majority of people would be like, hey, this is concerning. What can we do about it? And it doesn't seem to be that way at all. It's just people who think the whole world's going to end here in about 5 minutes. And then people are saying, hey, this is just the media lying. It's fake news. It's not real. It's all just made up by the media to scare the people. And I don't believe that. I don't believe both, actually. I find it concerning that this virus is spreading this rapidly, and definitely it's killing people. Like, it's definitely killing people. I don't know how severe it will be in the end, because people keep saying, oh, there's only like 500, for example, cases here in America, and it's like, okay, so there's 500 confirmed cases. That doesn't mean anything. Like today, we just found out that somebody who works in a church who does communions in Washington, D.C. and whatnot, he was diagnosed with the corona. And guess what? He may have touched up to 500 people. That's just like shaking hands or doing some ceremony thing with water and whatnotables. He touched at least 500 people. And he was diagnosed with the corona. So those 500 people could potentially have this virus. And you know what those 500 people are going to do? They're going to go touch people who weren't at this service. And those people are going to go touch other people. And so on and so on. So you see how rapidly this could possibly spread. Now, that is the worst case scenario. Now, do I know all 500 people at that church got the disease or virus, my bad? No, I don't know. But I'd rather be worst case scenario than, hey, no one got it. We don't have the confirmed numbers, so it's still 0 people. It just... I don't think it was supposed to work. I don't think it's supposed to work that way. I think more people should be a little bit more concerned about how rapidly this is spreading. Because next week, it's not going to get better. It's not going to be magically better. Next week, it's going to get worse. And the week after that, it's going to get worse than that week. And it's going to keep progressing because we don't know the actual numbers. We don't. It's spreading faster than we can probably keep up. My city actually just finally got the testing kits for the corona, and you have to go to the hospital to get tested for it. And it's not even like the CDC testing kits. It is like based on the guidelines of the CDC testing. So who knows I don't know what that means exactly, but hopefully it's accurate. I would hope it's pretty accurate, but I don't really know. It could be very inaccurate, and a lot of people could be having it walking about right now and not even know. And shit, I'm sick right now. I don't know if I actually have it or not. I don't feel feverish. I just have a scratchy throat that started Friday, and that's it. I feel a little blockage in my nose and sinuses, but that's it. I mean, I don't think it is, but I don't know. I could go get tested. But I don't want to be that guy with the corona. I want somebody else to take that blame. Pretty sure I don't have it, though. I mean, most of the people I've come in contact with, they don't. Well, shit, I actually don't know. Maybe. You know what? Where I work at, it's completely possible. It's completely possible. I don't, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be fun. This is what I mean. And it's like I had a weird dream on Friday night when I fell asleep because I knew I was sick. I knew I was coming down with something. I had a dream that the CDC came and took me away because I had the corona. And I don't think they'll come take me away. I mean, I can live in self-containment. Fuck if I care. Shit, that's some streaming, baby. I'll just stream my sickness away, and you can all see me with the corona and see how it affects over a long period of time, I'll play the Division. I don't give a fuck. Fuck a Corona. Let's do it. It's a vacation, sort of. But, but yeah, see what I might be too chill about this because I don't know. Like, so far from the graphs that I've seen, based on Italy, like from 0 to, I think it was 60, I think. It was like 0 deaths at all. No deaths at all. But they had the Corona, but no deaths. And then 60 on up, who had Corona, ton of deaths. Don't know the actual numbers, but it does not look too good. It doesn't look good. Like, I think I'd be all right, but I don't know. Like, I physically active. I eat pretty healthy. I'm still somewhat young, 27, I guess. Not quite old, but not quite young. Not good, not great. You know what I mean? And we still rocking it. And I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure I'd be all right, but it'd be hard, be painful. Like, that's the thing about people who are way too calm about it. They're like, you know, it's just like the flu. It's like, nah, but it's not. Stop acting like who wants another version of the flu that's harder to get rid of? I don't understand that. Like, the flu is not, like, I've never had the flu, but from what I heard from people, it is not fun to have. And I don't understand why people who are comparing it to the flu saying it's not. It's just like why would you want another dose of that? That doesn't make sense. Right? I don't get it. Like, if it's as bad as the flu, but another version, you're now twice as likely to get the flu because we have one vaccine for one strand of flu, and this new strand of flu called Corona is going to affect your ass and maybe more likely kill you. I don't know. It is not too many people. Like I said, there's too many chill people out there who are really underreacting. Like, they okay. Even like some of these stories, the guy in New Hampshire, for example, who was put on self-quarantine, like, hey, you have it, stay home, don't get anyone sick. He's like, fuck you, I'm going to this little gathering. And he left. He went to like, what are you doing? Like, I get it. I guess. I don't know. I don't get it, actually. I'm going to say it right now, I don't get it. Why would you leave the self-quarantine? Like, I just, like, all these movies. Okay, all the movies I see, when the virus outbreaks, there's a virus outbreak, people panicking, and they want to get out, but, you know, like, there's a lot of, like, you know, military keeping them in, make sure they don't leave the quarantine. That's not happening. I mean, they just tell them to go, like, I guess, self-quarantine. We trust you. Good luck, rest of humanity. That's what it seems like right now. I just don't get it. Like, there should be cops or something to make sure they follow through the self-quarantine and make sure they don't leave. All the movies I've seen showed me that they will, like, the military will literally kill you if you try to leave a self-quarantine zone. Doesn't make sense for them to be able to leave. Doesn't make sense. I'm not saying they should be killed. My God, that came out wrong. Please don't, military, please don't kill civilians if they try to leave. Just arrest them and, I don't know, hog tie them inside their house or something. Speaking of killing military, I watched, this goes hand in hand here. I watched Outbreak over the weekend, and it's like, I don't know if it's good timing to watch it or not, but it's topical. It's fucking topical. So I watched it. Really good movie. Really good. I love that movie. It's definitely got some of its flaws in it. Helicopter has infinite fuel and can go just all over the place without ever needing to fuel up at all. That was kind of weird. But anyways, super good movie. And I definitely feel like a lot of people would definitely react the way the citizens reacted in that movie. It was like a small town in California that got a virus. It was definitely not like the Corona. It was like more like Ebola, I guess. I forget the actual name of the virus in the movie. But people tried to leave the quarantine zone by any means necessary. And the military, the U.S. military, they ain't having that shit. They lit them up. They killed 4 or 3 people. They were inside a truck trying to get to the forest, drive through the forest, and the military's like, nah, man, can't let you do that. Okay, but to be fair, I just remembered, the guys that got killed, they were shooting. They had sniper rifles or hunting rifles in their truck, and they decided it was a good idea to engage in a firefight with a helicopter, military-grade helicopter equipped with missiles and machine guns. They thought it was a smart idea to try to shoot at the military. I mean, what'd you expect, boys? What'd you expect? It would definitely happen here, though. That shit would definitely happen now because goddamn people are gun happy here days. Way too gun happy. I'm not going to get a whole gun control debate here, but like, I definitely feel like a lot of people would try to shoot their way out of any quarantine zone that's being implemented by a military. They just would. It would be a fucking massacre on both ends. Both in like people who are shooting at the military and the military shooting at, citizens. Because like you look at Italy right now. Shit, Italy is popping. That's probably a way wrong word to say it, but Italy is popping right now. They're trying to quarantine a whole fucking city. A whole city. We're just trying to quarantine people in their houses. And they're trying to quarantine a whole city and people are freaking out. And they should be. Shit, like I think there's prison riots going on today, and damn, they want to get out. Like people who are healthy are trying to get out, and like this thing, they don't even know if they're healthy. They could be carrying the damn virus themselves, leaving the quarantine or trying to get out of the eventual quarantine to get safe, I guess. And it's just, man, it's gonna be an interesting couple of weeks here. It really is. Like I'm definitely not scared about it. I'm definitely not scared. I'm actually weirdly excited about it. I don't know why, but anytime something like this happens, anything at all that's like devastation to anything, I'm excited for. I kind of want to see where this ends up because, day-to-day shit gets kind of old, and I'm like, hey, this corona thing, it's kind of scary. I'm not saying scared by it. Definitely kind of scary, but at the same time, it's interesting to watch just the reactions from all sides here. I mean, it's different seeing local people on local news channels really pissed at the news channels for reporting on the corona and who has it, or not necessarily who has it, but a case that emerges of it, a new case, a new person diagnosed with it in the state, and they are pissed about it. They're like, hey, stop fear mongering, stop putting fear in the people. You are the news. And it's just like, dude, you just said it right there. They're the news. They're going to report on shit that's important, and this is kind of important. I don't get it. I don't get people who are really pissed at the news. They didn't do anything. They're just reporting. They're just doing their actual job. I don't understand what they want them to report on. And they also like they feel like it's not a big deal. Like they say it over and over. A lot of some of these kinds of people say, hey, it's not a big deal. It's just like the flu. Well, shit, it's not. It's clearly not like the flu. I don't see schools closing down, whole town districts closing down their schools for 10 days because 2 students had the corona. I don't see that happening with the flu. I don't see it happening at all, actually. And shit, like I think multiple universities I don't know exactly. I know Washington definitely closed one. Maybe I saw Princeton may have closed. And yeah, I forget, there might be one other, but they closed. The flu doesn't do that. The flu does not force universities and other schools to close. They just don't. And businesses themselves are actually doing somewhat of a decent job here and letting some businesses, some companies are letting their employees work from home because they can. They make people are like, it's that like, it should be a little scary, and there should be a lot being done to help counter what's happening. But at the same time, there's way too many people who are like treating it like it's nothing. And I don't get it. I've been on this for a while, but I just don't get it. Like, how can you just walk around knowing you should be in self-quarantine and just walk around like it's nothing, like it's no big deal? Fuck, maybe the movies are right. Maybe the movies had it right all along. Like, shit. Stupid people it's not, like, I don't know. I don't know what I would do, honestly. Like, I can't say they're stupid, but at the same time, goddamn, if I was told to be self-quarantined, I'd be like, all right, fuck it. Why not? I'll self-quarantine myself. I don't need to be out in public. I don't want to endanger anybody. But here we are with people walking around who are supposed to be in self-quarantine. shaking hands with people, breathing on people, making the whole situation way, way worse. And then like, I can't blame one person for making the whole situation worse. It's a lot of factors happening in here. I mean, the United States government and all their infinite wisdom won't do a lot of they won't release a lot of testing kits. They won't. They just don't. I don't get it. Actually, I do get it. It's to keep the reported numbers low. You mean if you don't know how many cases you have, the numbers will stay relatively low, and that's exactly what they're doing. There could be a lot more people out there who wish they could be tested, who probably should be tested to see if they have this virus, but they're not because there's not enough kits to go around, I guess. And it's bad. It's really bad. I mean, even though the CDC site had the number of reported or confirmed cases, like they had a map, an interactive map that showed which states had which cases and whatnot, and it was removed for a short time. It just said yes, like Oregon coronavirus, yes. That's it. That's all it showed. And it's to keep the numbers away from the public. It's to keep, obviously, I don't want to say it's good intentions to leave the public in the dark about how many people may have this virus, but it was not the play. Not the play in my opinion. They should definitely let people know how many people have this virus. That way people can, I don't know, prepare a little bit, at least take more care of their hygiene, wash your fucking hands type of deal. You know what I mean? Maybe not shake hands with so many people. I mean, shit. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I tried to shake hands with somebody today and they refused politely, but they refused. I was like, oh damn, I didn't think about it. It's just like a natural thing to do, is shake hands with somebody, you know, it's just a natural thing to do here. And they didn't. I wasn't really I was like, okay, that's weird. And then no, really quick thought that I was like, that's weird. But then after that, I was like, oh, that makes sense now because of the corona, the end of the world virus that's going to wipe out the human race and yada, 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 yada. Changes the stock market, makes people ill. It's a huge fucking inconvenience to a lot of people. And eventually it might be an inconvenience to me. But for the time being, I think I'll be all right. I think a majority of people are going to be all right. I'm not even sure how long it'll take for a potential vaccine to happen. I think I heard or saw a headline that Oregon had a potential new vaccine for it. Not sure how well the testing went or anything, but at least they're working on something. And eventually there will be a vaccine. Eventually this will be all over. But the thing is, at the same time, how many people are going to be really ill or even worse, die because of this virus? And, you know, the vaccine will eventually happen without a doubt. Maybe without a doubt. Who knows? But, you know, a lot of people are going to get really ill. A lot of people are going to die until we get there. And that's kind of the sad thing right there. Not going to lie, my voice kind of gave out there for a second. So I got a little cough drop going on in my mouth right now. So my voice, I might not talk correctly for a bit here. But anyways, on a much positive, more happier note here. Started playing Division 2 recently. Really loving this game right now. It is popping here. Really like it a lot. I got it around the time it came out, and I played it for a while, and I stopped playing it for whatever reason. I don't know why. I just kind of got, I wouldn't say bored of it, but I started streaming. I was like, you know what? I see potential in maybe potentially gaining an audience streaming Borderlands 2, because Borderlands 3 is about to come out, so I was going hardcore in Borderlands 2, and obviously that didn't work out so well, but you know, and then I never really went back to it. It was fun while I played it, and I was really liking the whole looting, shooting aspect of the game, but I didn't quite understand a whole lot about it, and then I quickly went off to go play another game like Borderlands 2, and then Borderlands 3, and then never really came back to it, unfortunately. And then it took me until I saw the trailer for whatever expansion. I completely blanking the expansion name. of Division 2, but I came back after seeing the trailer for that. I was like, okay, this game looks pretty lit now. Let's get back into it. Let's get the expansion. Let's get going. And I am really enjoying it now. It's definitely a lot of everything I've been looking for in a looter shooter. Like, I feel like with Borderlands, they had the skill tree thing going on, which was cool, but outside of that, you just had to rely on guns and finding the best guns. Like, there was no really other gear involved. There was no armor. There was nothing. In Destiny 2, it upped the game in that aspect here. They didn't have skill trees, mind you. They had classes, and in those classes, you can select different, like a subclass. So you're whatever, Titan, shit. Not Arc, not Void, but the Fire. I like the Fire. I don't remember the Fire for some reason, but I like the Fire class of Titan. And then you have the subclasses to choose what your melee is or what melee variation you can do. The grenade and shield and the final, the superpower ability. I don't know. Wow, I'm really blanking on a lot of stuff. But Borderlands 3, but okay, sorry. Let me go back here. But the armor didn't really do a whole lot at all. Like, it was there. You can have it to increase mobility, decrease the time it takes to get your super, decrease grenade, increase resilience. There's probably a couple other things I'm forgetting, but for the most part, that was it. That was all the armor did. It's mostly there for cosmetics. I mean, I believe people were saying that, it doesn't really matter. The numbers don't really matter a whole lot. Like, if you max out resilience, it's not necessarily a waste. Like, you're not going to get a whole lot of benefit from maxing out resilience versus 85 resilience. It's not. It doesn't really affect that much. And even worse is that there's no special unlock if you have a whole set of armor. I don't know any of the armor names, but for example, whatever Season of Dawn armor that came out, if you wear the whole thing, the whole set, you didn't get any special unlocks. You had like a mod you could add to it, but that's about it. Any other armor outside of that, there's no real a special thing unlocked. There's no like, hey, you have the full set. Here's, I don't know, 5% extra damage or something like that, or 5% extra mobility or anything like that. And what's worse is that if you add an exotic to it, it takes everything. I guess it wouldn't work, but at the same time, I think it should work. No matter what exotic you use, there should be some type of special perk that comes with having a complete set of armor, no matter what. But what do I know? That's what I really liked about the Division 2. Now, I'm not saying it would work as well in Destiny 2 as the Division 2, but it's something that I definitely liked. And it's not like it's like the Destiny 2 is bad because it doesn't have it. I don't know if it would actually work that well in Destiny 2 versus Division 2, but I do like having this full armor kit, whatever set completion that stacks perks. It's nice to see. It makes me want to look for certain pieces of armor and equipment to make my character more powerful. And I wish Destiny 2 had something like that. I don't think they do, but from what I can tell in Division 2, they definitely have it, and it definitely works really, really well. I like it a lot. It's so much better. Like with Destiny 2, I feel like I want to find the good weapons, but at the same time, like, a lot of people use the Recluse. A lot of people use the Recluse in PvP, and I feel like there's a lot of weapons in this game. There's a lot of variations, but there's always like this god roll and the best version of something, and there's obviously better weapons, and it just doesn't make it, I don't know, fun and exciting to explore this world, to look for different weapons most of the time. It's fun to play, don't get me wrong. I like playing the game still. I like playing Destiny 2, but I just don't have the urge to find the all the weapon or the care, because like it's obvious that most weapons or some weapons are the weapons to have to use in this game. The Recluse is a prime example of this. I don't really know what other examples there are. I know Lord of Wolves gets used a lot, although people really hate people who use it, so I'm not sure if that's the play. But Lord of Wolves, the Recluse, any other, like, I don't know. Like, I get made fun of for the weapons I use. Like, I use a hard light, and people like gross. How dare you use the Hardlight in my presence? I used the Misfit for a while, and people really freaked out about that. They thought I was true scum of the earth for using the Misfit. But I was like, it was good to use. Like, I was having fun with it. I don't know what else. Like, okay, I'm sorry for offending you with my presence. I don't really get that feeling from Division 2 a whole lot. Like, definitely most of the weapons I picked up so far, there's certain weapons I do look for. Like, I look for weapons that can do a lot of, that can do sustained DPS pretty well. But for the most part, I don't really find a certain weapon that's better than another weapon. They're all kind of, as boring as it sounds, they all kind of operate the same kind of way. Like, pretty much my loadout is always either between an LMG or an assault rifle with a high rate of fire and a rifle. Not a sniper rifle. Sometimes I go and use a sniper rifle, but for the most part, it's just a semi-auto rifle and then a pistol, which I hardly ever use. Although I do believe my loadout does have the sawed-off shotgun now, but hardly use it now. And that's all I need. Like, it works really well. Like, I don't think there's obviously weapons, the legendary weapons out there that are superior in ways, but for the most part, from what I've found so far, all the weapons kind of operate a little bit the same. Like, there's variations in rate of fire and whatnot. Obviously, when you level up, you get gear that, levels that scales with you. So semi-auto rifle, a level 22 semi-auto rifle is going to do less damage than a level 23, but still, they all kind of operate the same way. And like, I've never fallen in love with a certain gun that I'm like, hey, don't want to give this up, hate to lose it. I just find another variation of that gun. So, I can't remember the names. Like, M5 semi-auto, and then I found some other variation of that. What was a higher level, did more damage, but it still operated pretty much in the same way. Now, I have found weapons that I definitely don't like. Like, I found God, what was it? It was an automatic rifle. It was an assault rifle, but it had like 21 magazine, limit clip magazine, like 21 rounds in a magazine, and it hit hard, did well, but for the most part, like, it would leave barely just like a little bit of health in the enemies, and I would have to reload, and they would be able to swarm me, and it was just kind of irritating in that way. And it's just wasn't the play. So certain weapons definitely don't work out in my play style, but for the most part, most weapons I've like, hey, this is pretty cool. I like this weapon. Let's keep using it. Submachine guns, I've tried using a couple, not a huge fan of them. Like, the way I've been building my character, I'm like level 26 now, so I'm still got a ways to go. Like, I'm not finalizing my character in any way. Like, there's definitely a lot more room to grow. So, but for the most part, what I've been doing is just focusing on weapon damage, just to get the enemies down and dead. That's just how I like to play it. Quickly, effectively, get them down, kill them, move on. And it's worked so far. But the SMGs, they don't have that. It forces you to get close, and because I'm focusing all my efforts into weapon damage, I don't really have a whole lot of resistance. Like, my armor and whatnot is pretty low. Like, I wouldn't say it's low, but I can take a couple hits, but it's definitely something I need to be conscious of and to make sure I move with purpose going to cover. That's why I really like this game. Like, it feels like there's moving with purpose. In Destiny 2 and in Borderlands 3, there is no moving with purpose. There's just moving to chaos and to create chaos. Like, I feel like in Division 2, there's a little bit of strategy that's actually involved. Now, to be fair, I haven't played any of the raids in Borderlands 3, but in Destiny 2, the raids definitely need to be, it's definitely team oriented. But at the same time, the raids, like, you need a team. You obviously need a good team of people to do them with. Sometimes I have done one where we just found, like, me and two other people in my clan just found some randoms, and we did it pretty well. We did actually really effectively. I was kind of amazed, actually. But for the most part, you need a really good team of people who communicate well in Destiny 2 raids and other objectives as well. But as a single player going into Destiny 2, you're going to miss out on all that because if you don't have, a team or a person to play with, you're going to miss out on a lot of that content because it's very team based. Now, with now, if you do all the single player stuff, sorry, let me back up here. All the single player type stuff in Destiny 2, it's just chaos. It's just run, gun, shoot, loot. Cool. I mean, it's pretty simple mechanics. It's fun. It's visually good to look at, but I just felt like I was trying to like approach things with a certain strategy, but there really isn't one. I mean, the simplest strategy is don't die, and that's it for Destiny 2. At least in single player stuff. At least in single player stuff, the only strategy you really have to worry about is not dying. Now, for Division 2, I definitely don't feel like I can just approach a situation by walking into it and start shooting out the place. I've done it in the past, and it definitely leaves them more problems than like an easy solution, because they will quickly come after me. So I definitely move with purpose to try to go at a certain angle to hit the target or hit a base or whatever, to cover, and then I'll throw in my smart grenade that goes out and finds people and blows up, and either A, critically hurts them a lot, or B, kills them. Either way, I'm good with it. Creates a little bit of chaos, and it's just nice having that extra element in thinking towards your objective in a game. It's just nice to see. I haven't done any of the real raids in the game yet. I hope to be able to. I don't know if I can, because I'm not part of a clan or a team or anything, but I hope to get to that point and be able to do that. And I don't know if I feel like it'd be definitely like a very team oriented raid, like what Destiny 2 is, but it would be a little bit more to it, because you're gonna have to, it's gonna amplify the single player experience that I've had so far a lot. I feel like, you have to communicate with the team, like, hey, you're gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, and this other guy's gonna go over here. The third guy's gonna shoot first to create the distraction or have all the enemies go over here. Me and this other guy are gonna shoot to the side and catch them off guard and be able to wipe them out that way. I feel like that's how it's going to be. I don't actually know. I feel like it could be. I've seen a couple playthroughs or parts of playthroughs that are kind of like that, and it adds a little bit more. It adds a little bit more of what I've been looking for. And like, I'm still excited about the Season of the Worthy for Destiny 2, but it's heavily PvP focused, and not a fan of the PvP. Not a fan. It definitely has something to do with skill and me lacking it. I'm just not good in PvP. Of course, for the people who are good in PvP, they're pretty psyched about it, and rightfully so. Like, I feel like for a lot of people who really enjoy PvP, this past season really lacked a lot of stuff for PvP, and it's nice to like focus a lot on like the PvE side for a bit, and then focus again back over the PvP side. It's nice to keep that balance there between seasons. And so like, I'll probably play the season for the most part, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I'm not going to be grinding it out the way I did with Season of the Dawn. Like, Season of the Dawn was perfect for me. I really liked it because it was very heavily player versus environment based, and Season of the Worthy kind of not so much that, and that's fine. It's fine. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm very much struggling with what to play. Like, I feel like I could play both, but I don't know. I really would rather focus on Division 2. I don't know why, but it's so far I'm really liking it. I like everything about it. I like the atmosphere. I like the story behind it. So much simpler than Destiny 2. I don't even know what the fuck's going on in Destiny 2. I'm just there to shoot shit. But the atmosphere in Division 2 is spectacular. I love this. I don't want to call it post-apocalyptic, but it definitely feels like post-apocalyptic. And like, maybe it's because of what's going on present day with the coronavirus is why I like it so much, because it seems topical and fitting and whatnot. But it just has like this eerie feeling in these empty streets that you're just roaming, and then encountering enemies, and you have to shoot them and kill them, and then you have to go on. And it's just, you find areas where like there's just bodies and empty luggage, and it's just kind of, it's eerie, it's kind of heartbreaking, and it's nice. It's just nice to be part of that atmosphere in a game. That's why it's one thing I really liked about Last of Us was walking through those city streets, and like, it's this emptiness, and you go through these apartments and it's empty. It's just like old remnants of civilization that's no longer there. It's just really cool to see. It's something you don't see a whole lot of in modern media. Like, I know it's weird to say, but like I guess in movies, you don't see a whole lot of, movies that take place in the aftermath of some war that broke out and was fought on American soil, and we kind of lost, or humanity lost, I guess, is what would end up being really shown in the movie. But to be fair, I am definitely like, I've always been kind of more biased on games that have like, I don't want to say realistic feeling to it, because that seems kind of stupid to say. It's a fucking video game, for Christ's sake. It's not very realistic at all, but definitely have a more realistic fitting to it. Like Division 2 takes place in New York. Feels like, oh no, sorry, my bad. Takes place in Washington. Feels like Washington. You go to all memorials and stuff. It's all there. But in Destiny 2, there's the EDZ, and that's kind of about it. It's very fantastical. It's very mythical. It's very not realistic. Like, and it's stupid to say, but it's just like this. There's not much of a connection between. I don't feel like Destiny 2 would ever happen type of deal. Division 2, I feel like could definitely happen. And that's what I'm trying to say here. There's sort of more personal connection to Destiny 2, not Destiny 2, to Division 2 than Destiny 2. There's just a little bit more there in Division 2 that I'm like, hey, this feels like it can actually happen. I like playing this because of that type of deal. And like, again, like some people don't like that at all. They want to play something more mythical and fantastical and with magic, and obviously that's more Destiny 2. And now to say again, like there's some magic stuff going on in Division 2. You know, you die, you come back, even though it says agent down or something, but you still come back, you're still alive, it's whatever. And even like some of the gadgets are kind of magical in certain elements. They always respawn after a certain time. Okay, so it's not realistic, but there's like a realism side to it, more so than Destiny 2. Now, I didn't see the article. I saw a screenshot of an article saying there should never be a Division 3 or Destiny 3 ever again. And I kind of agree. Like, I don't think these games need to be, I don't think they need to have sequels anymore. Like, they're just, I think the expansion, the season passes, those are working really well. I really like that. I really like the idea of not having to go out and buy a new game. I don't mind buying a new season. It's like, hey, it's almost like a paid subscription type deal. You know, you like this season, it'll interest you, you go ahead and pay for it. You know, look at it and like, hey, this doesn't really suit me. You can sit it out, like, you know, season worthy. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna be honest. I want to get it because I played Seasons of Dawn and I like playing Destiny, but at the same time, it's so PvP based. I might not get it, and that's good. That's what I mean. Like, I feel like, you know, that's what the model should be nowadays, because shit, it's so much, like, I personally feel like it's better. Like, I like having these seasons and approaching it in a very different way than having to go out and buy a new game every couple of years. Like, I think that eventually there will be a Destiny 3 and Division 3, but it's not going to happen anytime soon, because obviously we got the new generation of consoles coming out, and I feel like the IP is really high with both these companies, that it makes sense to come out with a third title to sell, and then you create more season content for that. But who knows? Like, I definitely like the idea of not doing that. Like, I like the idea of Division 2, staying Division 2 for a while, for a huge amount of time. Same thing with Destiny. If they can do updates to where it upgrades the engine to where it makes it look better, a little bit more modern, cool. But at the same time, I don't think they need to do it. Like, unless you're really wanting to push 4K HDR and whatnot, I don't know. I think both support HDR anyway, so they might be able to do an update to optimize it better. Maybe, that's a whole side of that industry that I just do not know at all. But I hope they're able to figure that out. I mean, shit, like, again, probably a bad example, but Fortnite did it, and that was a game built off an engine that's supposed to be super, like, I wouldn't say super simple, because the Unreal Engine is doing a lot of sophisticated stuff in Hollywood and in games in general, but it's definitely I feel like it would be a simpler game to update the graphics to than something like Destiny and Division, because they're like, they run really well on my system because I have a really good system, but at the same time, they probably run a lot of other systems, older systems, pretty well too. So I feel like the optimization might be affected heavily if they decide to upgrade the graphics or whatever. Or maybe, I don't know. I might be just talking out my ass here because that's what this podcast is all about, baby. Talking out my ass. But it would be interesting. Like, I don't see them needing to do another Division game because, like, with Destiny, like, the story can continue with seasons. The story can continue. And I don't even know what the main story of Destiny 2 is. There's so much going on that I'm just like, okay, this is a lot of stuff. And there's a 3-hour-ish documentary thing on YouTube that explains everything. It's like, I have to commit 3 hours to figure out what's going on. That's kind of ridiculous. And Division 2 is obviously a lot simpler than that. And I feel like that's definitely the way to go here, is to not come out with the Destiny 3 or Division 3 anytime soon. There's no need for it. I think the season model is working out really well. I and a lot of other people probably feel the same way. And no one's going to listen to me. But, like, I definitely feel like the seasons are the way to go because, you know, it allows people to take a break. And if they want to come back for the next season, then cool, great, fantastic. But if they want to set out a season and not play the content that's being presented to them, then there you go. They don't have to go out and buy a whole new game. They don't have to buy, you know, however many DLCs come out. I mean, shit, remember, I guess sort of back in the day, there would be like a guaranteed 3 or 4 DLCs and that was it for a game, and then it was done. But there's still a lot of stuff to enjoy about a game with 4 DLC packs, and I feel like the season pass is definitely the answer to that. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on the whole no, I don't know. I don't want to say controversy, but the idea of ditching Destiny 3 and Division 3 for seasonal model based games. Now, Borderlands 3, doubt it'll work the same because there's definitely more of a single player aspect to that game than Destiny 2 and Division 2. But I feel like there has to be a Borderlands 4 because of the way the story went. The story in Destiny is a lot more complicated and more extravagant, but the story in Division 2 is more simple. Bad shit happens, help save the world type of deal. Anyways, yeah, I'm going, wow. Good podcast tonight. Good, fantastic podcast. Super enjoyed everything I talked about, obviously. Loved hearing myself talk. My father always said people who talk on the radio just do it because they enjoy talking to themselves, and that's what I'm doing now. I enjoy talking to myself because I have no one else to talk to. Anyways, you can catch me live right now at twitch.tv/deadlynutterbutter. Come check me out. We are playing Division 2 and Destiny 2. We're checking out the new season this week. Yeah. And, oh yeah. If you listen to this whole podcast, I super appreciate you and your time. You're fantastic. I love you, you beautiful bastards. I will see you all in the stream. And thank you all again for listening in. Don't get sick. Wash your hands. Be safe. Bye-bye.